Yeah, that press conference just wrapping up, and the big thing we learned is that the FBI is going to be jumping in on this investigation, specifically looking into the motive of this investigation, because investigators found enough evidence, though they're not specifying exactly what kind of evidence, but enough evidence to show that the shooter, Connor Betts, was obsessed with mass shootings, violent ideology, and so they're really looking into what may have caused this. We were able to hear from the FBI special agent in charge of the Cincinnati office, Todd Wickerham, who says at this time they really do not have a motive. But again, they're just kind of getting a better picture that this shooter was very interested in these violent ideologies of these mass shootings. He's not saying if it was politically motivated. He's not saying if it was anything to do with religion. They do say at this point they're finding nothing that looks to be that it was racially motivated. Here's a look at what, let's listen to what the FBI agent said they're looking for.
So as we continue to conduct this investigation, we're striving to do three things. To figure out three things. What, if any, ideology influenced the attacker to conduct this attack? Who, if anyone, helped him or had any advance in knowledge of his intentions to conduct this attack? And why he committed this specific act of violence? One piece of evidence does not necessarily constitute a motive, hence the need for a thorough, methodical investigation.
Now, there's also no evidence at this point that they say the shooter was ever on the FBI's radar, on any kind of list, but of course they have plenty more evidence that they still need to go through. They're also asking for the public's help. If you have any information out there that you would like to send in and share with the FBI that could help in this investigation, here's a number that you can call: 1-800 call FBI and say that you have information pertaining to the Dayton shooting. You can also visit their website if you have any kind of screenshots or anything, online images that you would like to send in to aid in this investigation. That website is fbi.gov/Dayton shooting. Reporting in Dayton, Lindsey Oliver, Spectrum News.
Lindsey Oliver talked to friends and loved ones of Logan Turner.
Family was in town to help Logan Turner celebrate his 30th birthday. His grandmother had made him his favorite German chocolate cake. But instead of celebrating with him on Sunday, his family, friends, and co-workers had to wake up to the horrific news that he was gone. And they learned how he spent his last moments with strangers trying to save him.
I tried to save a man. I'm CPR certified, and he didn't make it. At the time of this Facebook post, Holly Redmond did not know that man was 30-year-old Logan Turner. She writes, I tried to talk to him and let him know we were there for him. I was looking into his eyes. My pants are blood-stained, and I breathed his last breaths into his lungs. I can't even explain the detriment it has on this man's family, and that's just one life. There was a man next to me who lost his wife, and on top of everything, I just lost it. I'm so sorry. Logan was one of the 9 victims who had their lives unexplainably robbed from them. He was out in Dayton's Oregon District celebrating his 30th birthday. Sunday was supposed to be spent celebrating with family. Logan had a girlfriend that he loved, just bought a house, and landed a great job out of school.
Logan was a fantastic young man, and he was well loved here. It's not something that we're going to get over very quickly.
Greg Donson was Logan's boss at Fowler Machine Company in his hometown of Springboro, about 25 miles south of Dayton.
A couple years we got to know him as the guy that worked across the street serving our lunch.
But when Greg learned that Logan was about to graduate with a degree in engineering technology,
I told him, well, you need to be working for me.
Greg said for the past 3 years, Logan grew quickly in the company. He had such a bright future.
It's been a very difficult time for all of us here.
The loss affecting his entire hometown of Springboro, where flags fly at half-staff. His high school football coach tweeting, such a great young man lost too soon, praying for comfort and healing for his family and all of his teammates who loved him so much. Rest easy, 78. Logan's obituary reads, the world will be a sadder place without his contagious smile, engaging personality, and happy-go-lucky way. His mother, Danita Turner, says, he was the world's best son.
Logan's visitation will be Friday at Anderson Funeral Home in Springboro from 4 to 8 p.m. He will then be laid to rest Saturday. For Spectrum News, I'm Lindsey Oliver.
After visiting Dayton, President Trump traveled to.
As the country grieves and works to process this violence, one thing Dayton's mayor kept referring to yesterday was just how common these attacks are.
Well, look, as a mayor, this is a day that we all dread happening, and certainly what's very sad is I've gotten messages from cities across the country is that so many of us have gone through it. Today is the 250th mass shooting in America. It's sad that it's in the city of Dayton.
That count of 250 that Mayor Whaley is referencing is coming from a commonly used source called the Gun Violence Archive. And actually, their number is now up to 255 mass shootings across the U.S. But a report by ABC News, for instance, has a count that is far different, saying there have been 18 mass shootings so far this year. The problem is there is no exact definition of what constitutes a mass shooting. In one congressional bill, lawmakers define mass killings as 3 or more deaths in a single incident. The Gun Violence Archive counts every incident where 4 or more people are shot or killed. So not every incident they count includes someone dying. Now, regardless of which count you go with, Mayor Whaley really putting it into perspective yesterday, saying that it seems like no place is safe anymore. For Spectrum News, I'm Lindsey Oliver.